Since all of you have been in my position before I start, I think you can all relate to the Big Bang Theory going on right here. So. One thing that most people don't know about me is that I went from being a straight A student in high school to nearly dropping out of college. Looking back, I can see that there were many things that had a strong impact on the person I have developed into both personally and professionally. And tonight I'm going to share with you 3 of those. The first one will be nearly dropping out of college. The second will be taking off or travel. And the third will be having heart. Dropping out of college wasn't something I ever anticipated, but it came about because I found myself freshman year studying nutrition and completely frustrated by not my academic program, but just the feeling that I wasn't actually really learning what I wanted to learn. So I made an appointment with the dean of my college, and I expressed my frustration to him. He in turn listened kindly and explained to me something called the Dean Scholar Program. And this is a program that was available to students who had interdisciplinary interests, which is a nice way of saying something that the university didn't already offer in terms of a major. In order to do this program, you would have to conduct research and write a thesis. And it sounded interesting, but it also sounded like a lot of work. So I thought about it for a little while, and I did decide to create my own major in international nutrition, combining my interest in health and nutrition with my desire to travel and to learn a language and to save some room for a ballroom dancing class. Travel has been yet another area that I have done a fair amount of. I think that I must have consciously or unconsciously made a pact somewhere that I was either going to take or create every single possible opportunity to travel and to see God's green earth. So the first time I traveled was when I was 16. I went to England to visit with my best friend to visit her grandparents. And then after that I studied abroad twice when I was in college. I did the research I had to do for my thesis while I was studying abroad in Central America, in Costa Rica, and then I went to Guatemala. Then when I graduated from college, I backpacked with a friend of mine to 7 or 8 different countries. Later I moved to Peru, and I lived there for about half of a year. And that's when I learned that I could actually get paid to travel. A friend of mine from the University of Delaware sent me an email and told me about a job opportunity where there was an opening with a research project sponsored by the CDC looking for a bilingual traveling nutritionist to conduct health interviews throughout the country. And I immediately applied, and they said, "Great, you sound great. Contact us when you're back from Peru." So I did just that, and when I returned to the United States, the job was miraculously still open. So then I became embarked on an adventure. For 6 years, I traveled across the country. I lived in over 40 cities in a hotel room, so it had its perks and it had its challenges. And I recently have come full circle and moved back to the area. So that has to do a lot with following my heart. And the third thing that I'd like to share with you tonight, I think, like most of us, following my heart is something that I did very easy as a child, and then somewhere along the way, probably high school, I lost that. And it could have been perhaps my freshman year of college when I realized how unhappy I was, and I made some active decisions to rectify that I really became in touch with how to understand what it was that I was looking for and really listening to my heart about what I was interested in. And that's paid off in so many ways. Of course, the travels to a certain degree, but also in just my general outlook on life. And I would say that it's also helped me to pursue my master's degree, to pursue a dream of becoming a yoga instructor, and most recently, my latest endeavor is opening up a heart-centered nutrition practice where I plan to work with individuals one-on-one and also in groups, helping them reestablish a connection with food and with themselves that goes beyond counting calories and counting fat grams. So I know that to do that, I will have to draw upon all of my experiences, including being a near college dropout, a traveler, and a woman who follows her heart.